Might be a wraith.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs
Cool.
ready for you.
Hey guys, this will be a quick tutorial on how to gain experience and money in Phasmophobia, but the real benefit of this technique, in my opinion, is that it teaches you how to determine the ghost type using nothing but their hunt mechanics. The game loop is simple. You grab a couple of tier 1 incense, I use 4 if I'm solo.
Nothing to report, but it looks like whoever was here left in a hurry.
You can also quickly look for ghost orbs with a video camera to try to detect a mimic early on if you want. You place salt and an electronic device, and then you wait for a hunt. Then you loop the ghost while watching its behavior and visual cues. Then simply return to the van and guess the ghost type. This will be done with a custom preset that gives you a 12.95 times multiplier. So you can expect each success to reward you from around 2,500 to 4,500 experience and money for every success. These rounds are fast, often 5 minutes or less. There is no evidence in these runs, so you will not be able to rely on anything except behavior and hunt to determine the ghost. When you master this technique, you'll be able to level very fast and you will never need to be broke, even though the success rate is probably below 50%.
Phantom.
But the reason why I started doing this was to
That's
prepare for the
Phantom.
Gold Apocalypse challenge.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready
Nice.
for you.
You will need to be high enough level to make custom presets and use these settings. For the player tab, starting sanity is 0. Sanity pills restore 0. Sanity drain is 200%. Sprinting is off. Player speed is 100. Flashlights are off. Lose items and consumables is on. For the ghost tab, ghost speed is 100. Roaming is high. Room change is high. Activity is low. Event frequency is low. Friendly ghost is off. Grace period is 0. Hunt duration is medium. Kill extends hunt is off. Evidence given is 0. Now I tried messing with kill extends hunt, but it had no effect, so I left it off. For the contract tab, setup time is 0. Weather is fog. Now I use sunrise for some of this video because it's more visible, but fog is better. Open doors is high. Hiding places, none. Sanity monitor, off. Activity monitor, off. Fuse box is broken. And cursed possessions should be 0. It should read rewards times 12.97 if you did it right.
Alright guys, so when you're going in to do this, you're always going to go to Camp Woodwind. Okay? You're going to have your base items that you obviously have no choice to bring. You're going to want to bring 1 igniter. If you're going solo, you need 1 igniter for every person who's going to be there. Okay? I use a level 1 because in VR, the level 1 somehow seems to work better for lighting incense. You want tier 1 incense. Even if you're not in VR, you want tier 1 incense because other incenses will affect the ghost's movement, and you don't want to do that. You just want it to run away from you so you don't die. Tier 2 salt. Tier 3 salt will also affect the ghost, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that, but Tier 2 salt works well. We've had issues with Tier 3 salt. Not to mention it's black, it's a little harder to see, so Tier 2 salt's easier to see. Okay.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before starting the
Alright, so this is what it's going to look like on a real one.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object.
So you guys are going to want to use fog, and you can see that it's pretty bright. You can see pretty well. And you actually can search for orbs better on this than you can in daylight on this map. So you can check for orbs, right? I can look here, put on my night vision, see if I see anything. I can even grab the camera, kind of look around. You can put it kind of through the fence here to see. If you see orbs, okay, because it's zero evidence, if you see orbs, that means it's a mimic, because a mimic gives you fake evidence, and fake evidence is not blocked in no evidence mode, okay? Then you're going to want to check your board. Okay, so motion sensor. I don't bring a motion sensor. You can if you want to, just in case you get this. I don't. Prevent the ghost from hunting with a crucifix. I didn't bring a crucifix. I don't recommend you bring a crucifix because it's going to make things take longer. Cleanse the area with the ghost using incense. I'm going to do that because when I escape the hunt, I'm going to use my incense, right? So put an incense on either side of your belt. If you're in VR, just if you're not in VR, just carry incense. Grab your matches. Okay. Now we're going to want to use some form of electronics. Since I don't have any requirements here, like I'll use EMF if the EMF is a requirement, but I might look for orbs while I wait, right? So I'm going to turn this on. I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out. So that way we know that that area is where the electronics are. So if it's near that area, it gets faster. We know it's a Raiju. We'll go over that in just a second. I like to just throw my incenses in there, so I have them. You just kind of throw it upward. That was a horrible throw, but sometimes you can get it in there good. We want to place our salt to tell if it's a wraith. We already got it. It's a fast one. It's probably a Roy. Shoot. Oh, it's a phantom. Look, it's a phantom. Hunt should be over. Thank you. So that was a phantom. I didn't even pay much attention to that one. I was just kind of messing around. I didn't really intend on doing that. But whatever, we did it. Let's go to our evidence. We'll go ahead and do, well, we just remember it's a phantom. Okay, so let's go over which ghosts we can actually get. Okay, spirit, there's no way of telling it's a spirit with no evidence using the setup we're using. Wraith is if it doesn't break the salt. If you can get to run through the salt and it doesn't break the salt, you're good. Phantom is what we just got. That's because it was invisible more than usual. Poltergeist you can catch if it throws more stuff. Like if it throws stuff like constantly, or if it's throwing two things at a time, or if it throws something and throws it again, you know for sure it's a poltergeist. Like sometimes you'll see an item like fly in the air and then bounce off the air and fly further. That's definitely a poltergeist. Banshee you can't tell. Jinn you can't tell. Mare, you can't tell. Revenant will run fast at you, and then when you break line of sight, it'll slow down. Okay, so you can tell that. Shade, you can't tell. Demon, you can't tell. Ure, the Ure does an ability where it will slam the front door, and have it not be an event. So if it's not a ghost event and it's not a hunt and the front door slams, then that means it's a Ure. But you're probably not going to get that. So I'm going to say you can't tell, but there's that one caveat. If it happens to do that one interaction, even though interactions are set to low and it's probably not going to do it, then it could be that. Oni is more visible. So the way to tell an Oni is it's way more visible. It doesn't blink out as much. Yokai, you can't tell. Hantu, you can see its breath. So if you see like a cold breath coming from the ghost while it's hunting, it's a Hantu. Goria, you can't tell. Myling is quieter. So if you can't hear it until it's closer to you than normal, it's a Myling. Onryo, you can't tell. The twins you can't tell, but you can kind of guess. I mean, if you're really counting the steps, you can, because they do move either 10% faster or 10% slower than average ghosts during a hunt. But I can't tell it's the twins, not in VR. If you get a twin interaction, which is where you hear two things happen at the same time, like in different areas, then you might be able to guess it's twins. But for the most part, I'll say you can't tell. Raiju will speed up when it's around electronics. Okay, so you can tell a Raiju. And Obake, you can tell if it changes position or ghost model during a hunt. So like, for instance, like some of the ghost models have multiple postures, right? Like they can stand up, or they can crawl on the ground, or they can be bent over backwards with their back broken. If they're doing that in different hunts and it's the same model of ghost, that doesn't mean it's an Obake. But if it switches in the middle of the same hunt, then it's an Obake. Or if it switches from one model to another model, it's an Obake, because no other ghost can do that. Other than the Mimic. If it's a Mimic, you'll see ghost orbs. You can see ghost orbs with the camera. So it's up to you. Most people don't look for ghost orbs with the camera. But I don't know. This map's one of the easier maps to look for ghost orbs, in my opinion. There are some you're not going to be able to find unless you're really hunting, and I'm not going to do that. But I might go in there and just kind of look around with the camera for a Mimic. Why not? Moroi is fast, but then when you burn the incense, it'll like run away and slow down. Diogen is fast, but when it gets to you, it slows down a lot. So anytime it's near you, it slows down to the point where you don't even need to like burn incense to get it to dodge it. So you can tell Dio. Thay is going to be fast because we're not going to be here long enough for it to get slow, right? So Thay is super fast and doesn't care if it has line of sight, and doesn't run away as much doesn't slow down and run away as much when you light incense. Okay, so that's how you tell the difference from the fast ghosts are Revenant, Thay, and Moroi. The Thay is faster than the Moroi, and the Revenant's fast, but the Revenant will slow down if you lose line of sight. The Thay won't slow down if you lose line of sight. Okay, but this is a Phantom.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Okay, just so you can kind of get an idea here. So, I got the incense bonus, and I found the ghost type. That's all we did. And I got 3,372. Hey guys, let's play a game. I'm going to show you a couple of hunts, and after each hunt, I'll give you a couple seconds to guess, and then I'll show you the answer. Fast. That's a Revenant. That's a phantom. Kind of looks like a pony to me. Hey guys, I hope you had some fun. I hope you learned a couple things. I hope I'm ready to do the apocalypse challenge because this thing is going to be a nightmare. Anyways, until then, thank you for watching and game on.